Hey cutie patooties, and welcome back to Cutie Nails, where everything we do here is all about nails. Cuties, I have some PR from Madame Glam. Y'all know how I feel about Madame Glam, but we're gonna get into these colors in a minute. I am just quickly breezing through this Makartt kit that I bought a while ago and just never opened it. It's gonna be a polygel set for y'all today. And it's also going to be some duck nails, some duckies, whatever you want to call it. Y'all know how I feel about it, but it's not about me. These were some beautiful polygel colors, but this video is not about this polygel kit. It's about these gorgeous colors that I picked from Madame Glam. Oh my gosh, y'all know how I feel about Madame Glam. I absolutely love these colors. The pigmentation, everything is just awesome. The only thing that I noticed about the perfect colors was that I needed more layers of it on this set, and I really feel it's because of the polygels that I used. I felt like if the background was a nude, it would have been perfect with one coat, but because of the polygels that I used, I had to do 3 coats of my little art that I did on my nails, but I still love it. Now in this polygel little scene I'm showing y'all here, I did get 2 extras. I got some clear and I got another nude, but I didn't use that today. Now let's get into these duckies. I basically took some stiletto tips, turned them backwards, kind of measured them up to my sidewall so that way I can get it from sidewall to sidewall. And on my thumb, I went ahead and had 2 nails that I had to put on there, and I basically like cut down the center of the nail once I got one, you know, measured to one side of my sidewall, and it overlapped a little bit with the other nail, so I needed 2 tips for that one finger. Once I got everything glued on, I just cut off the little moon shape, and that actually really goes onto your nail bed, and I just lightly shaped it, not too much. And I went ahead and just added on some base coat to fill in the gap, because it left a gap in my thumb where the tips were glued onto each other. I really didn't care that I had to do this because this is the pop-off method, and I wasn't keeping these on, so I really didn't care about that gap. Won't buy any ducky tips to use in the future unless you guys want to see me do another ducky set outside of this. If anybody likes these types of nails, like I said, it's not about me. I am here for y'all. I'm going to be using all of the little shimmer colors. You guys can see me dipping my spatula into that alcohol after, well, the little polygel, whatever. Oh my gosh, what do you call that again? Slip solution. After I just applied all of the colors on there, just a little dab, I just mix it around, swirled a little bit, and now I'm going in with pushing, patting, pulling, smudging, smoothing, and getting this polygel all over the nail. So yeah, I won't buy ducky tips because I don't have any plans to do this again, like I said, unless someone really likes duckies and wants me to do another ducky set. But yeah, I like these polygels. They're so shimmery and they're so beautiful, and I really feel like the Madame Glam polishes absolutely complemented this glitter in the background. I was kind of unsure what I was going to do after I added the polishes, but you guys can tell from the thumbnail I figured something out and just went ahead and made the design work. So y'all, I went in so hard on duckies, and I have been going on so hard about duckies, me disliking them and all of that, and that has not changed, but they're actually easier to do than I thought they were gonna be. Although the shape throws me off, I think it's barf worthy, but that's just me. If you like duckies, you like duckies. This is just my opinion, so don't jump on me too hard. But it was actually fun to do because it ended up being easier than I thought it was going to be. And I didn't want to do them super long either because I know I don't like them, and I just didn't want to waste a bunch of polygel on something that I didn't like. But I did actually have fun creating this set. So cutie patooties, story time again. Let's get into it. I'm gonna tell y'all a kind of scary story. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all like two kind of scary stories that happened to me in my younger years. And one is gonna be growing up in Trinidad, and one is gonna be in the Army. So let me get a sip of water and I will be back as you guys watch this polygel application. I won't be long, I'll be back very soon. Okay, cutie patooties, I am back. This looks pretty sped up, but it is I sped up the video, but I'm actually really taking my time and, you know, smoothing this out and making sure I have enough polygel at the tip. I'm making sure to flush out the cuticle area, and I'm smoothing it over as much as possible. Now, if you were gonna wear these like permanently, I would recommend encapsulating, but I didn't in this video because I knew I was just gonna pop them off. So, but I do recommend encapsulating them. So story time, y'all. Okay, when I was a little girl, I wanna say maybe about 8 or 9. And it's crazy because I only thought of this from watching Kiara's most recent video with her, you know, sitting in the funeral home with her husband because of an experience that he had there with the bathroom door just moving on its own. So when I was a little girl back in Trinidad, about 8 or 9, I was sitting out on the front like patio area with my aunt and my cousin. And the way we were sitting out there, like you can see across the street, you can see the neighbor's home next door, you can see the neighbor's home catty corner across the street, right? And there is this thing in Trinidad called a sucunya. A sucunya is like reminiscent of a vampire, but in Trinidad, like vampires and sucunyas are like two different things in its own, but it does something similar to what a vampire does, which is pretty much come to your home in the nighttime and pretty much suck your blood out of you, but it doesn't leave like the puncture wounds like a vampire. It leaves more of like a bruise. So one night, y'all, we're sitting out there. It's probably like 7 or 8 at night and it's dark, and we're sitting there and I'm sitting facing them. So I'm on the first little step of the patio area. They're sitting on, like, one is sitting in the doorway of the patio, and my aunt was sitting in a like little chair. So my cousin's in the doorway, and she was like in her like early 20s, late teens. And so we're like, all three of us sitting there just chatting and enjoying the tropical air out there, and, you know, just enjoying the night. And no lie, y'all, the way I'm facing and the way my cousin is facing, we see this. So the thing about sucunyas is, y'all could look it up for yourselves on Google, but what we were told as kids is that whoever this is that does this, the person that does this dark art of magic, they will pretty much go into their dark magic situation, remove their skin in order to turn into a ball of fire. They will fly around as that ball of fire, land at the person that they're targeting, their home or whatever. And once the person goes to bed and stuff, they will go suck their blood. So y'all, we sitting there just talking and chilling, like having a good night. I'm talking about cars driving by, all of this. All of a sudden, we see this ball of fire move from the neighbor's house on our side of the street, fly over into the neighbor's tree area that's directly in front of them. Y'all, all conversation stopped. Me and my cousin looked at each other. My aunt turned around to see what we looked at. She saw it as it landed in the tree. When I tell y'all, we got up off that patio so fast. Look, I said, when I got inside, I said, y'all seen that? My little old me, little kid, I was like, y'all seen that? So this is how I said, I was like, Auntie, you see that? She was like, girl, yes, let me go inside. My cousin was like, Jesus, Father God, let me go inside. Me, I can't deal with no sukunya here tonight. So that's how that conversation went. And we went inside. We told our grandmother, you know, what happened. So just recently, when I went back to Trinidad last year, again, the three of us was sitting there and I was like, y'all remember when we was sitting here, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, girl, yes. It was so crazy. We was laughing at it now, but y'all, that thing is a real thing in Trinidad. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the islands, but y'all, that was like, it wasn't the first time me seeing stuff like that. Like I was telling Kiara on her video, like I'm very sensitive to that kind of stuff, and like physically seeing stuff like that with my eyes at an age of reasoning, I would say, like I knew things by then. You know, I was able to make, you know, minor decisions as a kid, whether I wanted to go play or whether I wanted to just chill. Like it was crazy me seeing that. So that was one little scary, funny story from me growing up in Trinidad. I know, Jen, you would love this story time because you say you love story times and you love the videos where people are chit-chatting. So I'm almost getting to the end here, cuties. You see how I'm really taking my time. These glitter look so cute. Now, if I didn't mention in the beginning, that polygel kit is called a fairy gathering. You guys have seen it tons of times here on YouTube. So many people have done it. I've had it for so long, and I'm actually surprised that everything was still nice and fresh and I was still able to manipulate this polygel. But as I was doing this, I was just flash curing for 15 seconds in between, so that way I could go ahead and move on to the next nail and not spend a lot of time, you know, on this set. But I did do a full cure for 60 seconds once all of them were on the nails and everything was, you know, in the shape that I wanted it. So cutie patooties, as I was doing this voiceover, I was completely done. Went on, got my little workout in, came back, and, you know, just wanted to make sure like my music wasn't overpowering my voiceover, just checking things all over again. And y'all, some of my voiceover was acting like it didn't exist. So here I am. Thankfully, the beginning portion of this voiceover up until now stuck around, so thank God for that. So we're gonna get into everything that I spoke about once already this morning. I'm having to redo it again, and we'll get into our second story time in a bit. So cutie patooties, once I got done doing the thumb, I noticed it's a lot shorter than the rest of the nails, but it doesn't matter. Didn't care. Was about to pop it off. If you guys wanted to do these longer, I would recommend just adding a tip, cutting it down to the length that you want, and then using the stiletto tip to get your little flare on the end, if you wanted it longer. But I thought they were super cute, short, and it made it a lot easier for me to get that flare that, you know, is expected from duck nails. So once I got this thumb done, I went ahead and just cured everything for a full 60 seconds to make sure everything was nicely cured. If you were going to use these as permanent nails, I would recommend that you go ahead and encapsulate after this. I did not encapsulate because I knew I was going to pop this off, but I strongly recommend that you encapsulate so you don't lose a lot of their glitters and stuff and that little marble effect whenever you get ready to file. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in the lamp here shortly. That's my little cutie. God bless you, Libby. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get into some filing, shaping, and buffing, and we will get into story time number 2. Now it's time to get some filing done, cuties. So y'all, I went in hard and have been going in hard and still will continue to go in hard on duck nails because I just absolutely don't like them. But the one thing that I thought was going to be the worst part about them was the filing. And in actuality, these were so easy to file. So easy to file. I was able to maintain my routine of sidewall, free edge, surface of the nail, cuticle sealing, sidewall, free edge, and buff on these nails. It was not hard at all. Really not hard to get it nice and crisp and straight the way that I would like for it to be on the free edge and the sidewalls. Filing it was super easy. Y'all know Polygel is much finer, so I was making sure to wear my safety glasses and my mask so that way I wasn't sucking in all this dust. One tip I can tell you, cuties, if you have a dust collector similar to mine or a Melody Susie one, save yourself on having to constantly buy filters by adding a sheet of paper towel in between your filter and the top grate. This is something I've been doing for a minute. I know I don't always show the filing in my videos, but since it's here today, you guys can fully see it. I just go ahead and just wrap up that paper towel once I'm done filing, and I toss it, and my filter is still pretty good. It still suctions really great, and I don't have any issues with, you know, dust everywhere. Now you guys can see I'm using my 5-in-1 bit again to seal those cuticles. I have gotten so comfortable with this since I've done that. I try to debulk a bit with it as well, which works wonderfully on polygel and acrylic and builder gel. And then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and shape the sidewalls again and the free edge and buff over these nails. And then we're gonna get into my Madame Glam polishes. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about those polishes, but I'll let y'all watch the filing and I will be back. Now let's talk about these beautiful polishes, cutie patooties. I'm gonna go ahead and put some swipe on over these nails, get all of that dust out of there. But you guys, the representative that I work with Madame Glam, she is so sweet. So sweet. Sometimes when there aren't collections that's coming out, she still hits me up and lets me know, hey, pick 4 polishes that you like and I'm gonna send them to you. And so I picked 2 from the Perfect collection. You see the yellow and the purple. I picked Sea Life and I also picked Paws Up. They're on the spring side, but they're also very beautiful and perfect for summer. They give me that robin's egg, you know, vibe. You know how it has like those little specks of black in it, but they're absolutely gorgeous. The pigmentation is wonderful on them. The yellow and the purple, perfect yellow, perfect purple. Y'all, my other sister is messaging me today. I think I told y'all before, I'm the oldest of 5, so I'm almost like mommy. So they're like constantly contacting me. But yeah, with this background, with this polygel, because it's, you know, glittery and still semi-transparent, I had to go in with 3 coats of my perfect yellow and perfect purple. But I really feel like if it was against a nude background or a darker background, 1 coat would have been perfect. I've never had any issues with any Madame Glam products. Y'all know they're 9-free, animal cruelty free, vegan friendly. They're absolutely wonderful. Be sure to check out my description box for the link so that way y'all can get my code. You just use my link tree. It'll take you straight to the link. Click on that link and it will automatically apply your code and everything that you need, and your 30% off in the end. So I like to clean off my brush before I start doing the art. I'm gonna do some abstract here on the nails. And with that being said, let's get into story time number 2. So you guys, yet again, here I am, little 18, 19-year-old me on my first deployment. So initially we were split into 2 groups. So a lot of us stayed on one side, and which was like the more like rundown, not rundown. It was like, it had less amenities. Let's put it that way. A lot of us stayed there. And then like some people, like some of the senior leadership stayed at the better location, right? So those of us who stayed there, we of course had to pull security and stuff like that. And it got to the point where they were shutting down where we stayed and moving us to the better amenities location. So we still had to pull security until like all of the equipment, everything, all the supplies, everything was taken out of that area. So I was on guard at the entry control point, the ECP. So there's ECP 1, 2, and 3. I was at ECP 3. ECP 1 is pretty much where you get your first initial inspection. ECP 2 is where you get a secondary inspection, you know, looking under the cars and stuff like that, got a dog sniff and all of that good stuff. And ECP 3, where I was at, is where, you know, we did biometrics, make sure it wasn't any hits against the locals who were coming in or anything like that, and where you would get your badge for your access to the base, right? So y'all, nobody should be coming there at this point, but the people that were coming, of course, we let them on. If they needed an escort, they got an escort, and once they leave, they leave, right? We get the badges back, they go about their business. So the last vehicle left for the night, and I'm sitting out there, like pretty much monitoring for vehicles coming in and out so I can hoist the gate. It's just like a lever. It's just like a lever. You know, when you go into a parking lot, you know, it has that little lever that goes up and down. I have to manually like put that up and down, right? So I done put it down, sat back down, got on the phone, talking to my friend, you know, having a good chit chat. Then I get on the phone with my mom, you know, just trying to let her know that everything is good. I'm okay. There's nothing to worry about, you know, just chit chatting with her, how my sister's doing, all of that good stuff, right? So the way I'm sitting, y'all, my back is towards an area where there's like a lot of concertina wires, so can't nobody run up on me from the back. You run up, you gonna get cut up, right? So I'm watching an area where somebody could possibly run up on me, just in case one of these locals want to act stupid and decided to stay on the base when they shouldn't be and try to, like, you know, pull up and, you know, get shot up. So I'm watching that area, right? And on both sides of this little lever, this thing, it's just sand, y'all. It's just big old mounds of sand. Nothing else, just sand. So I can see through the gate. There's no bars, none of that. No fence, none of that. So I'm sitting there talking to my mom, you know, chopping it up, checking on my sisters, all that good stuff. And all of a sudden, cuties, from the left side of this gate walks a pair of legs. No torso, no head, no arms. Just legs and feet. And I'm looking like, what in the world? And you know how Middle Eastern people dress, like, you know, they have the pants with the long shirt and sandals and stuff like that. It's Kuwait. It's hot all year round, so, you know, they wear sandals and stuff. And these legs go from the left to the right and disappear into the sand. And my mom, when I said, what in the world? My mom was like, what's wrong? And I was like, Mama, I'm sitting here and I just seen a pair of legs just walk past this gate. She was like, say your prayers. So I started saying my prayers, y'all. Needless to say, I got off the phone with my mama because, you know, I'm sitting here like, Lord Jesus, please don't let no spirits come over here where I'm at. They could stay over there and do whatever it is that they doing. Don't let no spirits come over here. So I was like, you know what, mommy, I gotta go because I'm not sitting out here anymore. So my little battle buddy was inside of the shack where, you know, the badges and everything was at the computer and all of that for biometrics. And I go in there and I was like, we gonna need to switch. And he was like, what? Why? I was like, because we just gonna need to switch. He was like, okay. So we switched, and y'all had like 45 minutes left on our shift. We did 12-hour shifts. I had 45 minutes left, and I stayed the rest of the time in that shed. I did not come out at all. And every time, the 2 weeks we had left, pulling that duty, securing that area until it was completely shut down, I consistently volunteered for ECP 1 and ECP 2. I didn't want to be nowhere near ECP 3. I didn't want to see no spirits walking, doing nothing. I didn't want to see none of it, okay? So that's why, like I was telling Kiara in her video, I'm really sensitive to that kind of stuff. So I was like low-key, like so nervous watching her funeral home video. Like she wasn't like do anything, but when she toured the funeral home, I was like, Lord, please don't let me see nothing. I kind of thought I saw something at one point in time, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. So yeah, y'all, that was my second story Woo, child, y'all. I still be seeing stuff and going through stuff. Like, okay, let me tell y'all real quick. So just recently, I took my sister to the airport here in Savannah. It's like 3 in the morning, you know, I gotta drop her off because her flight is at like 5, right? So dropped her off and everything. On my way back to my hometown, well, I would say my town where I live now, not my hometown. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, I'm in the most right lane. All of a sudden, this lady with this bright blue jacket pushing a cart with tattered clothes, like everything else was tattered from her head to her toes, but this very bright blue jacket just popped up on the side of the road walking. And so as I look, you know, as you're passing somebody, you look over, you should be able to see a glimpse of that person. Nobody. So I looks in the rear view mirror. There's other cars behind me. So obviously the headlights from those cars in the dark should shine on whoever's on the side of the road. Nobody, y'all. Nobody. So when I tell y'all this kind of stuff happens to me a lot, it happens to me a lot. Let's not talk about when I lived in Kentucky and we were surrounded by cornfields where we lived out in the country. Y'all, whoo, child. But anyway, we gonna get back into this nail video. Those are my 2 semi-scary stories. Hopefully I gave y'all a little laugh. You know, back then I was really scared of stuff like that, but I'm no longer scared of that kind of stuff. You know, I understand a bit more about, you know, the supernatural now, so I'm not scared of that kind of stuff. So this what we looking like, y'all. My base coat all nice and shiny under there, but we got to go ahead and get some gems. So I was looking at these bows and I was like, that don't look good at all. So I decided to pull out these little iridescent rhinestones. My sister texted me again, y'all. Just decided to pull out these rhinestones and go ahead and do that instead. So y'all see my OCD. I just could not leave those little rhinestones on the desk. I had to put them back where they belong. So I'm gonna bust out my Lisette gel nails, bling it. I like this bling gel because it cures without a tacky layer. But I've never used it like for just everyday gem wearing. I've only ever used it for my pop-off method, and next time I do it, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and top coat right away and then put my rhinestones in it and then cure, just to see how it works. I probably will also one of these days use it as bling gel to adhere some bling to my nails and see how it handles, you know, how everything lasts. But I'm gonna use all of these little rhinestones, trying to kind of like put them in areas where they would complement not only the polish but the glitter in the background. Now I'm just going to use my no wipe top coat from Madame Glam to go ahead and just finish off this look. I'm going to wipe off the sides and the free edge to make sure that I kind of maintain this ugly little shape a little bit. And I'm going to continue to do the rest of the nails, and I will be back with you guys shortly.
That's 100.
Okay, my cutie patooties, I'm just absolutely pleased with how this set turned out. Even though I do not like duckies, I still thought that it came out super cute. The polishes just complemented it so well, complemented that polygel. It's just absolutely pretty. Tell me what y'all think down in the description box below. Do not forget to check out, the comment section, but don't forget to check out the description box for your links and codes to all of your discounts for Madame Glam and all of the other brands that I'm affiliated with. Also, cutie patooties, I did want to say I purchased this new little thing. You guys saw it in the beginning where the polishes was rotating on. I was just trying it out in this video to see how it looked. I have a bit of ideas to try to make it look a bit more professional the next time I try it, but I got it on Amazon. It was like 19 bucks. I probably should have got the more expensive one that I actually really wanted, but I wasn't finna spend all that kind of money for that when it did the same thing this one did, but it's probably a little bit more high tech on the other one, but it is what it is. Okay, we're gonna clean up any of this polish that spills out to the sides. I'm gonna go ahead and just add some cuticle oil to these and make sure my hands are nice and moisturized for the finished look. I really want y'all to tell me what y'all think. If you don't like duckies, don't do me too bad in the comments, okay? I just tried it because there are people out there who like it. I saw the comments from today's video because I'm doing this voiceover on Friday. This video is coming out Tuesday, of course. And I will definitely do my encounters with angels stories, so that will be in Friday's video for you guys to see. I was very nervous about sharing about myself in the beginning of my YouTube journey, but because you guys have been so loving to me and so supportive, I've gotten a lot more comfortable on this platform. And because of that, I want to say thank you so much to you guys. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for this cutie family that I have and how much you guys just love on me and support me. Now, this is the finished look, cutie patooties. I hope you guys liked it. Again, make sure you hit me up in the comments so we can chat about this set. And as always, I'll most definitely talk to you in my next one. Bye.
Is what's really